friend.
Hello, how are you?
You know, we're the only ones on here
I
today.
guess. I don't know where everybody else is.
Well, I guess that's okay.
Guess.
How was your holidays?
Pretty good. Considering. I mean, didn't get to see everybody, but it was all right. How was yours?
Pretty boring,
Yeah.
but I was okay with that. But
I mean, in the considering, you gotta you gotta be safe.
yeah, we don't have big families anyway. But um, yeah, nothing too much going on.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to see your face.
Yep, you too.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year! Welcome back, everyone.
Yeah.
It's 2021. I hope everybody has a brand new lease on life.
We're ready.
Good morning.
Good morning. Happy New Year.
You too.
Hey.
It's weird after a couple weeks.
I know.
Nicole, how do you say your last name?
Heart shoe. Heart shoe.
Heart Shoe. Heart Shoe. Okay.
Art.
Yeah.
There you go. When I worked at the school, we used to tell little kids just sneeze, I'll come over.
Oh.
You got a kick out of that.
That's really funny.
Okay, so I've had a bunch of people ask me for the link, so hopefully we.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had quite a few emails the last couple days, and a couple that hadn't been in attendance. So
It'll be exciting to see.
Well done. Thank you for the link.
you're welcome. I mean, I had a couple of you that have been coming, but there were definitely a few that hadn't. So hopefully,
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
yeah.
Good. We'll give him a few minutes more.
I kept it from before and it worked. Yeah. So.
But I'm going to run and get some coffee.
Go for it.
Good morning, Alissa.
Thank you, Lori. Me too, for some help with speakers this week. I've been on a roll. It's only Wednesday morning and I've been on a roll with getting speakers scheduled, so I'm excited.
That's awesome.
Good, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for your continued organization, Nicole.
Yeah,
We
well,
appreciate
it comes and goes. That's why I'm riding the wave right now.
it. All right.
Good morning, Erin.
Good morning. How are you?
Good.
Good. All right, let's see. Can everybody see my screen?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and get started and kick off the first meeting of 2021. And as people want to filter in, hopefully we'll get more that join here in the next few minutes. But let's go ahead and get started. So if everybody would like to stand with me, we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the
United States of America.
America.
To the republic
which
which stands
One
one
nation.
nation under God, indivisible, with liberty
and
and
justice for all.
justice for all.
Thank you. And then our morning invocation to get the new year started off right. Dear Lord, whether we're leaving behind a year of joy and blessing or trials and difficulties, we pause to give you thanks. We thank you that you are always with us every single day of every single year. Please remind us of your presence in the coming year, even when life is busy. We are so thankful that we serve a God who makes things new and gives us the grace of fresh starts and new beginnings. Be glorified in our lives this year. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you. All right, and then our four-way test. So, of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair?
Is it fair to all concerned?
Will it
Build goodwill and better
friendships?
friendships?
Will it be
Will it
beneficial?
be beneficial to all concerned?
All right. Thank you, everyone. All right, I'm gonna and stop sharing for a second so I can see your faces. All right, so it looks like so far we have, it looks like 13 Rotarians, and then we have our guest speaker for today, Alissa Preston with the Findlay Hancock Alliance, speaking to us about the Visit Findlay program. So we're very excited to have her here with us today. And oh my God, we got Pat and Nissa. Holy cow! Hi. How are you guys? I haven't seen you in forever.
A long time no see.
Yeah, good.
All right, good deal. And we got Nick representing there. Thank you very much. We appreciate your enthusiasm.
Boo! Boo!
Oh no. It's gonna be a rough morning already. All right. Well, welcome back, everybody. We are starting a brand new year here, 2021. Super excited. Hopefully, a different year from the one that we just ended in a more positive manner. I know that I am most excited to get us kicked off this year with trivia. So, Mr. Klein, do you have us questions for us? Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Don't hear me. Hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna respond.
You are a little.
Are we ready?
Okay. Yep. We are ready.
Okay. Let me check something real quick. Let me check something. Make sure my microphone. You guys. 2021 starting out great. Okay.
you wouldn't mind.
All right, everybody, here we go. Everyone have a great new year.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Good, good.
Not a very talkative bunch this morning. Watching the returns from Georgia, I'm sure. Okay, here we go. It is now 2021. To celebrate the arrival of the new year. All of today's answers are going to be related to the number 21, okay? It could be a year that ends in 21. It could be a famous athlete who wore number 21, okay? I'm going to just my questions. I'm going to throw them out to the group. Please chime in if you know the answer. Are we ready?
Ready.
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 Okay, here we go. All right. In November of 1920, inaugurated as the 29th President of the United States in March of 1921. Who was he?
Woodrow Wilson.
Elected in 19... But that is incorrect. Who else wants to venture a guess?
I have no idea.
Not a hint for everybody. He hails from the Buckeye State.
Yeah. Harding. Harding. Who's the front porch guy?
Who said Harding?
Harding, I guess.
You got it.
Was that Susie Healy?
No, it was not. I wasn't the first one. No.
It was Nicole. Nicole.
Wasn't me.
Oh,
Hey, Beth.
great job. Yeah.
Beth.
Thanks, Beth.
All right. This former French emperor died in exile on St. Helena in May of 1821.
That would be Napoleon Bonaparte.
Yeah.
Napoleon. Great job. Great job.
Good job, Alissa.
Good job.
Cynthia had her coffee today.
Yeah.
Switching it up a little bit. Known as the human highlight film, this NBA great wore number 21 for the Atlanta Hawks. Who is the human highlight film?
Wilkins?
Who said Wilkins?
Nicole.
That. Nicole, you are correct. Dominique Wilkins is
Nice
correct.
job.
Human highlight film.
This forest don't give me history.
Great. This Italian poet, most famous for his work, The Divine Comedy, 1321.
Green, I'll tell you what.
Where's Kurt?
Thank myself for this because I know it.
Me too.
You will, because you'll recognize the name.
Yeah, I know.
Various levels of hell and purgatory and all that stuff.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm not talking about Hancock County.
How about if you name three and we'll guess which one?
Is it Dante?
I couldn't name you three Italians.
Dante.
Okay.
Inferno.
Gary.
Yeah.
Dante.
Yes, Jeff.
Nick just said it.
Dante is
Nick said it.
Thanks, Nick.
Divine Comedy.
Nick.
Toughest one, okay? Last question, here we go. Welcome to the new year, people. This baseball great wore number 21 in 18 seasons for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He died in a plane crash while delivering aid to the earthquake victims in Nicaragua.
Oh my gosh. Good job, Nicole.
Clemente.
Clemente is correct. Was that Nicole again?
Yes.
Wow.
Super.
I was waiting for an Eric Metcalf question.
And the Roberto Clemente questions. I am impressed.
Very impressed. She's our genius. Thank you very much, Matt. We appreciate it. Those were good. All right. I'm going to jump in then to Happy Dollar. So I hope everybody's had some time, some fun experiences, and some good time with family here in the last couple of weeks. So let's jump in and share with everybody what we are happy about today. So we're going to start with our guest speaker, Alissa. You want to share with us something that you are happy for today?
To see all of you, a lot of familiar faces here. Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me. But I have been happy to be at home for a couple of weeks with my kids, and I suppose I'll throw JJ, my husband, in there, although the kids have been more enjoyable. But we really had a great time celebrating holidays differently, and my kids are 7 and 9. They're great ages that we just had a really good couple weeks.
Well, that was awesome. Very excited for you. Thanks for sharing. Beth, how about you? What are you happy for today?
I am happy. It's a great new year. My mom is getting better. She's actually up on a walker. It's been a long haul, and she's doing great. And I'm just blessed with our whole family so far. So good.
I'm really glad to hear that. Christina, how about you? What are you happy for today?
Excuse me. Not so much happy, just asking for some prayers today. My mother-in-law is currently in pretty major back surgery right now. So just hoping she comes out healed and without any problems.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be thinking of you and praying for you. So
thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Janine, how about you? What are you happy for today?
Well, I am thrilled. Two things. Happy that the vaccine is in Hancock County and being delivered. Can't wait for my turn. Not that I'm in the older group, but I might be next. And next happy dollar is my happiest of all. We convinced the assisted living facility where my mother is that she needed compassionate care visits. And so my sister and I have been allowed to visit with her, and we broke the rules and gave her a hug, but it was wonderful.
Oh, it's awesome.
I'm really happy to hear that. Gives me hope for the rest of us.
Yep, thank you.
Our loved ones as well. So I'm really happy to hear that for you.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing. Jeff, Rachel. Are you there? Can you hear us? Can you unmute yourself? All right, we'll come back to Jeff. Carrie, are you available?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yep.
I am happy for a football game next Monday night that will be very interesting in our household between Alabama and Ohio State. So can't wait.
I hear you. I'm looking forward to that one too. All right, Kurt, how about you? What are you happy for today? He just muted himself and he was unmuted. Kurt, can you hear us? Shoot. All right, we'll come back to Kurt. Oh.
Okay, hey, there we go. No,
Yep.
wait, yeah.
There we go.
You got me? Okay.
Yep.
I don't know what happened. I don't.
Shoot. Are you there, Kurt? I can't hear him. Can anybody else?
Nope.
All right. All right, we're going to jump over to...
Wait.
Oh, yeah. All right, what?
You know what? I just pass. I pass. Somebody else go. I can't run this thing today. Go.
Oh, my gosh. All right, Laura, how about you? What are you happy for today?
Hello?
You were muted. I can't hear you. Goodness, we are getting a rough start to 2021, aren't we?
Okay, I'm on. Did you say me, Erin?
Yes, Laura.
Okay. Hey, just happy that I got to spend some time with my kids and grandkids over the holidays and, missed some family, missed lots of friends, but am very hopeful for the vaccine and for us to all be together.
Absolutely. Agree with you there. Lori, how about you? What are you happy for today?
I have a lot to be happy for. One of the things is I got sick over the weekend, and with COVID, getting sick is really, really scary. And I'm happy to say it was just a brief 24-hour flu. I'm going back to work today, but with COVID, being sick is really, really scary. So I'm happy to say it was just a flu. Secondly, my sister got the vaccine almost 3 weeks ago. She had absolutely no side effects, not even a sore arm. So I'm with Janine. I'm looking forward to getting that vaccine.
Good. Very glad to hear that. Thank you for sharing. All right, Nick, Browns fan. What are you happy for today?
Well, I wasn't really sure what to talk about this morning. But since Matt had that great trivia question, I have lived Dante's Inferno since 2002. And so I am happy to be talking about the Browns going to the playoffs. But in true Browns fashion, they are losing coaches and players left and right before Sunday. So I don't expect it to go much further. But I have told everyone at my office that if they win Sunday night, I am only wearing orange the following week.
I wish the best for you. I think every Browns fan deserves a little more hope in their lives. So fingers crossed we get to see that.
Feeling really good till yesterday.
All right, Nicole, how about you? What are you happy for today?
I'm going to ditto pretty much everything Nick just said. I'm trying to feel confident for Sunday night, but, if I have to wear orange all next week, if that's what it'll take is promising that, I'll do it. But that's my, happy. And we all made it through the holidays well. And, tried to count our blessings from 2020 in the end. So.
Thanks for sharing. Nissa and Pat, how about you guys?
Go first.
I heard on the radio yesterday, I'm happy for Findlay Brewing Company. They're coming out with a beer that's sponsoring literacy, and it's called something Library. But it's pretty cool that they're doing that. So cool. Big fan. Yeah.
Well, I can't be excited about beer, but I'm excited that we got the nursery ready.
Yeah, it's space themed.
Yeah, I think it's super cool.
That's very cool. I'm very excited for you guys. I'm glad everything's going well and you're doing well.
Yep.
All right, good deal. All right, Sandy, how about you? What are you happy for today?
I'm just really happy I got to take a couple weeks off work and spend it with family. Just kind of unplug for a couple of weeks. So very happy for that.
That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. I think we all needed a little bit of that. So
absolutely.
That's awesome. All right, Susie, how about you? What are you happy for today?
Oh, today I am out of quarantine. I had a mask on, but I was exposed. So I've done the quarantine bit and I'm really chomping at the bit to get out of the house.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you're doing well and excited for you to be able to get out too.
Yeah.
All right. Jeff, Rachel, I'm going to come back to you.
Hey, am I back in?
Yeah, you're back in. What are you happy for today?
I'm just happy for the holidays and everything else that we had. The kids were all back for about 3 weeks and everything like that. So it was kind of like, getting back into the old routine of things and everything. I am with Nick on this whole Browns thing. Wow, we got some obstacles, but you know what? I mean, that's nothing new for a Browns fan. I mean, we don't even need players to play. Let's just get the cheerleaders out there.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's optimistic.
For God's sake, they're a bunch of losers anyway. They've lost the last 4 games. No big deal.
We're in agreement. This is scary.
Team does not look good. We have a chance to lose. So, fuck.
Not against Pittsburgh.
Oh my gosh, too funny. All right, I'm gonna go ahead then and jump into a little bit of club business. And did anybody want to share anything? Happy dollars, anybody that got missed that we're able to hear now at this point in time?
Did Matt give happy dollars, Matt Klein?
I couldn't operate my machine properly, Janine, but I will tell you I'm just happy that the calendar is flipped, and I'm looking forward to a great game Monday night between the Buckeyes and the Crimson Tide of Alabama.
Absolutely. I'm with you there.
Good.
I feel like I just second everybody else's happy messages for today. I'm really excited to see everybody back and really happy to be starting a new year. And there's definitely going to be some interesting football games coming up. So looking forward to that for sure.
Question.
Yes.
When is Mrs. Baby due? When is their baby due?
Supposedly April Fool's Day.
Fool's Day?
Yeah.
Gosh, love that.
At least it's 2021.
Closer.
I'll probably go in March, but
Well, at least we won't forget that date. I'm super excited for you. Okay, cool. We're going to have a new Rotarian baby. And now that we're doing it virtually, we may actually get to meet the baby. That's exciting. All right. Welcome back, everybody. As I have said, I'm very excited for a brand new year. I'm hoping for some brand new, exciting events for us as a Rotary Club. We'll get into some of that in the upcoming weeks. As a reminder, now that we're getting back into kind of a new normal schedule, we do have a board meeting scheduled for January 19th. It is open to all members. So anybody that is interested in joining or participating in that or has anything that you want to share with the board, send me an email, let me know. We're doing the same kind of virtual setup so I can send you a link. Also, if there are any community projects or anything that anybody knows of going on that you feel passionate about and you think it would be helpful for us as a Rotary Club to support or volunteer our time, please continue to let me know. I want to make sure that we're staying as active as possible. I know that there are some organizations that are starting to do a little bit more in terms of activities and projects, especially with the vaccine coming out. There are some more opportunities that I think will become available for us to participate in here pretty soon as well. So I'm excited and anxious to get us back in the groove with those kinds of things. The one thing that I wanted to make sure I did share with everybody, 1 second here, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So I want everybody to be able to see this. Let's see. Can everybody see my screen right now?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. So on our website, so Flag City Morning Rotary, when you go to our website, anybody who is not able to actually participate in or join one of our morning meetings, our weekly meetings, we do now have all the videos posted. If you go to our website, it's right at the top of the screen here. So you can click on the play button to go ahead and it will play the most recent meeting that has been recorded. So every single meeting has been recorded. 1 second here. Let me get it to reload. So you can have it automatically play the most recent meeting, or if you click on this upper little right-hand corner, there's a playlist and you can scroll through every single meeting that has been recorded. It has the date listed as well as the name of the guest speaker and the topic of what was being presented for that meeting. So anybody who hasn't made it to a meeting recently, if you get a chance to speak with them and share, let them know all of our meetings are recorded, all of our club business. So everything is here and available right at the top of our Lake City Morning Rotary website now. Does anybody have any questions about anything? No? All right.
Erin, I have a question, and I'm sure this is just me and not being able to keep track of it, but when we send out the weekly emails about the speaker, is there any way to just include the link to the WebEx in that? I'm always going back and searching for it because, like I said, I'm sure it's probably just me, but
yeah, actually, that's a really good idea.
I'll add it.
Yeah. Matt, I think that's a great idea, probably, just because we do have a lot of questions that come up, I think, even from people that continuously. So it's the same link, everybody, every single time you'll be able to, we use the same meeting room, basically. So you can use the same link each time. I know sometimes people have had questions if they're waiting for a link to be sent out, or if you have issues with a link that you've used before that's not working anymore, just let us know. But you should be able to use the same link every single time that you're joining the meeting. So
I'm sure it's just me not finding my old email with a link on it, but I thought maybe there might be if someone's not.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea just to make sure everybody's got it. So
I'll start adding it. It'll just make it easier for everybody.
Here,
Carrie.
All right. I believe that is everything that I've got for club business. Does anybody else have anything that they want to mention, or from a committee perspective, does anybody have any new information to share? No? All right, then I'm going to hand it over to Nicole, who is going to introduce our guest speaker for today.
Hi, everybody. Mrs. Alissa Preston is joining us today. She's a native of Findlay, Ohio, graduated from the University of Findlay. Alissa has worked in tourism her entire career, including time with the Arts Partnership, Experience Columbus, and the Hancock County Convention and Visitors Bureau. Alissa's current involvement includes the Findlay Noon Rotary, University of Findlay Alumni Board of Governors, Ohio Travel Association, Ohio Association of Convention and Visitors Bureau, Ohio Society of Association Executives, and St. Michael's Catholic Church. Alissa and her husband JJ have two daughters, Molly 9 and Claire 7. Please join me in welcoming Alissa.
Yay!
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Like I said earlier, it's great to see so many familiar faces and a couple of new faces. So I was looking back, it's been a few years since we have presented to the Morning Rotary group. So trying to keep the process going here of just letting you know who we are, how we're organized, how 2020 affected us, and then looking into 2021. So I'm going to attempt to share my screen here. I will admit when I logged on, my video was my ceiling, so I'm not a tech expert here, but we'll try to get this working. So. All right, can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, it's good. All right, so we are the Convention and Visitors Bureau for Findlay and Hancock County. We are a part of the Alliance, which is our parent company headed by John Haywood, and then sister organizations to the Convention and Visitors Bureau is Hancock County Economic Development, headed up by Tim Miley, and then the Findlay Hancock County Chamber of Commerce, headed by Dion Neubauer. So the goal of the CVB, if you're not familiar with what a Convention and Visitors Bureau does, we aggressively market our community assets as a destination for visitors. And I always say not just for visitors, but for our own community to know what the best business interests are and to provide a great quality of life for our community. For the Convention and Visitors Bureau, I work alongside Danielle Wilkin, which I think a number of you are familiar with. And through the pandemic, we have started a partnership with Marathon Center for Performing Arts that we are job sharing marketing individual, Megan Talbert. She's doing all of our social media, and that will run through June of this year. And that's been a really great addition. If you do follow us, on our social media platforms, I hope you've seen a big difference in that, and we've been very happy to have Megan join our staff. So how we market our community is a number of ways. Through a web presence, again, through social media.
We do quite a bit of print advertising, some radio advertising, and we've really gotten heavy into a digital marketing platform, which I like to call the big brother of the internet. So we are following people within a 90-mile radius that have interest that would match the offerings that we have in Findlay, and that has worked really well for us. So in 2018, we were named Best Hometown by Ohio Magazine. That's a highly coveted award in the tourism industry. And that left us throughout 2019 with a ton of additional PR as being the best hometown in Findlay. You can see in the bottom left there the cover of the magazine that has 500,000 publications out monthly, that we were able to really capitalize on some of our greatest assets in showing all of Ohio that we are a great place to visit and live. So we also have some non-traditional marketing efforts that we put out there. We have a hot air balloon that Phil Klinger, who I'm sure most of you are well aware of, Dan and the family here in Findlay, that started the Balloon Festival almost 20 years ago. And Phil came to our organization probably 10 years ago and said, hey, what do you think if we find a balloon that we can market for Findlay, and I will take it around to other festivals that I participate in as a marketing effort? And we said, well, sure, why not? Who doesn't want to own a hot air balloon? So we are actually on our second hot air balloon. This is the updated balloon here that kind of shows a cityscape of the Findlay area, the courthouse, the water towers, the University of Findlay is included on that as well. We typically have our balloon out in 5 different events throughout the region. So a few in Michigan, Indiana, and Ohio. This year, we were only able to have our balloon in one festival that went on in a kind of a hybrid version. There weren't spectators there, but I always say my favorite part of our balloon festival is sitting in my front yard and watching the balloons fly by. So this has been a great non-traditional resource for us. Phil is a great spokesperson for our brand as well, that he's always talking about Findlay when he has our balloon. We also have a partnership with Garner Trucking, that we have a couple of tractor trailers that have more recently just been located in Findlay. They aren't driving out as much as they used to. Marathon Center's Youth Theater uses the tractor trailer on the right to promote some of their, to store a lot of their goods for Youth Theater. So you would have seen that parked in Marathon Center's parking lot for quite some time this spring. So how we handled the pandemic, excuse me. We started off the year great. Again, we were still kind of riding high from that Ohio Magazine Best Hometown Award, still getting a lot of unpaid hits with that. And it was a great year going into 2020. And I think a lot of us can say that for a number of reasons. And then the pandemic hit, and we were turned upside down instantly. What were we going to talk about? We wanted visitors to be here. We wanted our community out to support the great events that we have going on. So we needed to turn everything virtual within minutes. And I must say, our nonprofits specifically were fabulous at giving us great content that we were able to share. And I hope you took advantage of a number of things that they had out there to keep us engaged and the awareness of the great things that we have in our community. So I just put together on this slide, through our website, we listed our shops that were open and if they were offering curbside pick up with their goods. A lot of online shopping happened. We were also able to help a lot of our small businesses with the help of Tim and Dan in economic development and with the Small Business Resource Center. If they did not have a web platform, that we were able to get their stores online and help them have that presence, that they were still able to run their business in a virtual world. the Eat Local here. We were chatting with our local restaurants. How were they handling things? How could we get the word out? Really trying to promote who was open, who was closed, those kind of things. And then again, the ways to stay engaged with a lot of our nonprofits and virtual space. We did do a reward program in the spring that we offered to community members to collect receipts from any small businesses that they shopped at, turn those into us, and then they were rewarded with Findlay gift certificates that they could go back out and spend more money. We had a great response on those and were able to put a few $100s back into the community that people would continue to shop and support local. And then just a couple other fun things. We did some marketing with Findlay style social distancing, and you'll still see these pop up a little bit. The Findlay Brewing growlers, how many growlers are 6 feet? Marathon Center chairs, how many of those do you need in between? Rhubarb bracelets. We did a number of local businesses that were just kind of fun. One, to keep our businesses relevant in the social world, and two, just kind of a play off that social distancing. We did crossword puzzles with Findlay history. We did an Easter egg hunt in downtown Findlay that people could do on their own. It really was just a time that we wanted to make sure people did not forget about our small businesses, our nonprofits, and how we could be there to assist them. The state of Ohio, the In This Together Ohio, was through Ohio Tourism. They were wonderful to reach out to our partners and really promoted our small businesses throughout the state, and took more of an approach of these are your neighbors, get out there, support, and be a part of your own community. So this was all done fairly easily for us. In 2015, when downtown was going through revitalization and businesses were really struggling, we pulled together separate associations for our restaurant group and our retail group that has stayed intact throughout that time. I kind of joked in 2015 that these were therapy groups, that they just needed some place to vent, and that was absolutely fine. We were happy to be the organizer of that, but it really brought some great ideas to the table that have stayed throughout that time period. And now with 2020, when the pandemic hit, it was just easy for us to pull everyone together. They've worked well and so hard to continue to make downtown Findlay specifically a great place. We also did this with our Arts and Heritage group. So a number of our nonprofits are involved, and they are really doing quite a bit to partner with each other as we move forward. So you might think, how do we do all of this? How are we funded? We are funded through the county bed tax. So in Findlay and Hancock County, there is a county bed tax collected and a city bed tax collected. We receive 3% of what is collected through the county. And you'll see here, this is a total room sold in the county throughout, since 2014, I went back, and you'll see that we've had consistent growth in hotel stays year over year. A lot of great things happening in the community. We've had very healthy business travel. We know that that's kind of where we hang our hat, is a lot of our business is business travel, and then sports tournaments on the weekends throughout the summer months. We also had additional hotels come into the mix between 2015 to 2017 with the new Hilton Garden Inn, Holiday Inn Express, and Hancock Hotel, and you'll see how that really help those total rooms sold jump from year to year. Then 2020 happened, and one of our hoteliers said it best. Overnight, they were a very hospitable group that had to become unhospitable in a minute, that they were turning guests away. They didn't know how to handle turning rooms over in a pandemic. People stopped traveling. It was just a number of things that really hit the tourism industry hard. So through March 15th of 2020, we were having great success, great numbers of people coming into the community. From March 15th through June, we were down 70% on what the travel was into our community. A lot of that was business travel, and we'll continue to see that. I'm working from home now. A lot of people are still working from home. The in-person meetings aren't happening. So I think our culture is going to change significantly of those large conferences that have happened in the past, that it's going to take some time for us to turn that wave and come back to where we were. Our one saving grace that we had was our sports tournaments. We were able to hold sports tournaments safely, and I will tell you, from my shoes in June, looking kind of from a distance, it was a scary time. You know, we didn't know what the pandemic was going to do to our community, and then we were inviting thousands of families into our community from states as far as Wisconsin, South. They were coming from everywhere because Ohio was allowing them to play. So if you want to have a silver lining in there, that we were able to have the tournaments. We did bounce back a little bit with our hotel stays throughout the summer months, but it was a scary time. We really worked with our event organizers to make sure that things were being done safely, as well as partnering with our local shops and restaurants to let them know that we would have an influx of visitors during that time. And just to kind of put in perspective for you, a sports tournament typically on a minimum would be a 3-day tournament, and those happen nearly every weekend through end of June through August. And those bring in about $100,000 per day in economic return for those events happening here. So that was a great boost, not only to our hotel community, but our restaurants and shops and our community. So we have money coming in through our bed tax, and in, I would say it was probably 2007, 2008, we were brainstorming how can we keep some of that traveler money in our own community. So we put together a grant program that was a co-op advertising grant program that we would support local nonprofits that were planning events to partner and match their advertising dollars. That continued to grow. I listed here by 2019 and 2020, we had quite an offering of grant programs. Not only was it the co-op advertising program that was a matching program, we started a Community Connect grant that was for smaller nonprofits and some events happening within our villages that didn't really have a marketing budget. So we had a small stipend that we could give to those groups without a match, that they could do some marketing. We also added a tourism development program, and this was to help grow new events in our community. So anything in the first or second year of their development, we were able to seed a significant amount of money. It was up to $8,000 in matching funds for them to start their program. Then a year or two passed, and we thought, well, what about our current programs that are really doing well? So we added a tourism growth program that was for events that had a long history, and they wanted to add something just to continue to grow their program. So we were able to offer them a $5,000 match for new pieces that they were putting into their events. And within the last 2 years, we had a number of groups coming to us saying, you know, we need a refresh on our brand. We want to do new brochures. We want to update our website, and the funds just aren't there. So we were able to put together a rebrand and marketing plan program to assist with some of those items. And then, as I mentioned, with the tournaments, that's kind of our bread and butter of hotel stays. So we wanted to support those groups in a different way. And this was just added in the last year. The way the grant program has worked is that events can only, or a nonprofit can only apply for one grant throughout the year. Well, the tournaments are hosting thousands of people each weekend, and we're only limited to help with one weekend. So we wanted to open that up to our tournament builder, or our tournaments, and added that program. So the way our program works, in early 2021, we had distributed over half of the funds, or I'm sorry, in 2020, we had distributed over half of the funds within the first 2 months of the year. So as you can imagine, as our receipts were coming in and we were running out of money of how these programs were going to work. So we had to suspend our program, which in hindsight worked out just fine because programs were not happening. A lot of our grant recipients were gracious with their programs not happening, returning that money back to us to have some seed money for 2020. So as I talked about the hotel taxes coming in, we're really going to be strapped again this year in 2021. National news is telling us that travel will not rebound into its normal status until 2023. So we are really putting the brakes on and kind of living quarter by quarter of how we can help assist our partners within this program. So for 2021, we have pulled the reins, and we are just offering our co-op advertising program and then also supporting our tournaments. Both of these are at a much lesser rate than what we have been able to provide to our groups, but we feel it's still a good resource for them and something that we want to keep within our budget. I've added at the bottom of the slide here our value added resources. These are things that we've always had out there, but people are always more interested in the financial side of things versus the value added things that we can assist them with. So this year we are really pushing our value added resources, whether it's sitting down with them, helping with their marketing plan. As I mentioned, with having Megan Talbert on staff, she is a whiz at social media. If she can provide one-on-one time with those groups, VIP guests that we can really give them a nice welcome, and really utilizing our partnership with Ohio Tourism and getting our events in publications and online throughout the year. So we're really pushing some of those value-added things this year. So this is just kind of giving you an overview of our value-added resources. We typically support about 1,300 events through promotion. In 2020, there were about 800 events that we could help. Some of these obviously were virtual. We did not have 800 in-person events, but we really felt it was a positive thing to keep everybody's brand in front of the community and the region, as we were just trying to figure out how we live virtually. So what does 2021 look like for us? A lot of the same, just in a different arena, I guess I would say. So we will be readdressing our Hometown Proud campaign. This is really getting back into our own community and offering the kind of tourist in your own community mentality, making sure that our own community knows what's happening in their backyard. It's funny, we often say that we'll talk to people on a Monday morning and, oh, how was your weekend? And they'll say, gosh, we didn't have anything to do. And it's like, really? There's plenty going on. We just need to do a better job of telling that story. It may not be a major sporting event or a huge concert, but there are plenty of events happening throughout our community that can fit in different niches. And with the pandemic, we really want to continue the momentum of that shop local, support local. Throughout the holiday season, our small businesses were amazed and grateful for the amount of support they received from our community. And I think hats off to all of you and our whole community for really supporting our small businesses, because it showed. We will also kind of place ourselves in a Northwest Ohio destination mode. Throughout this region, we kind of joke when we're together with the state that Northwest Ohio is the redheaded stepchild of the state of Ohio, that we don't ever get any good PR. So we're really going to pull together and use all of our resources to become more of a regional destination. Ongoing, we've had partnerships with our I-75 partners, Perrysburg, Toledo, and down to Lima. We'll continue to package some of those things together and really use our best resources to promote this portion of the state. And then trails is something that we really, through the pandemic and previously, the state has done a great job of doing statewide trails that we are included on a couple, a Buckeye Trail and an ice cream trail, of course, for pizzas. So we really want to continue to promote those throughout the state, but we also will be customizing some local trails, coffee trails, bakery trails, a heritage trail, and things like that that people are traveling differently and they're looking for things that are closer to home, that these would be some nice opportunities for folks to come into the community. I think that initial exposure is really what sells our brand for us. So getting them here, we've always said the overnight stays are great as that funds us, but I think just getting people into our community and seeing what we have to offer is even more important. So that is kind of CVB in a nutshell. I did want to take a quick minute to also make sure that you know about our Findlay First program. This is a community engagement program that we started probably mid-2018. It's been in existence for a couple of years. It actually started with Cooper Tire coming to me and saying, hey, you know a lot about what's going on in the community. We have an executive coming tomorrow with his family. Do you have some time in the afternoon that you could spend some time with them? Well, that turned into a full day of taking kids to the Children's Museum, pizzas, lunch. It was a super fun day showing all the best assets of Findlay. And it really got our wheels turning of how we could make this a program to support our businesses that are recruiting individuals for employment, that we can walk alongside of them and really make Findlay their place of choice and the job is secondary. So Blanchard Valley Health System came to us about that same time, and they had been using realtors just to get people into the community and said, we want a broader picture. We want them to know all the ins and outs. We want this to be a resource that once they're hired, they can still come back to you and say, hey, we're really looking for a good house cleaner or something along those lines. Or, hey, we're really struggling with childcare. That we could be that resource, kind of take the HR out of it, and we could walk alongside of them and help them get their feet settled in Findlay and want to stay here. So Dion Neubauer, myself, and Sandy Franks, who was retired from Whirlpool, sat down and we did benchmarking throughout really the Northwest or the Midwest to find out what are the best resources. Other communities were doing this and we had no idea. So we put together a really great program that has been really well utilized. In 2019, we had 96 tours throughout, and those were single individuals interviewing with Marathon, Cooper, and the health system were really our three big hits there that we were able to show them what Findlay was about while they were here interviewing. And we had about a 60% conversion rate that folks were offered the job and accepted. And our partners tell us that that was largely due to the exposure they got through the Findlay First program. Now, with the pandemic, of course, there's a change. We did about 32 tours this year, and we had to change the way we did our tours. Typically, the individuals would get in a car with us, and we would drive around Findlay for 90 minutes, take them to coffee, show them just the great things that we have. Now the individuals are following behind in a car. We have Bluetooth speakers on, and we're showing them the community, which it has worked great, but we're really anxious to get back in front of those folks. So just wanted to put this out here that you knew it was something that we were doing and offering within the community. So from there, I'm gonna, if anybody has any questions, I know that was a lot, and but I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing all the information, Alissa. I didn't realize how much you guys actually do in making sure that you're not only sharing with individuals within the community, but also making sure, you know, helping to recruit. Like you were saying, I didn't know much about that Findlay First program. So that's definitely very good information to have. Does anybody have any questions for Alissa on any of the initiatives or anything that she's running through the program? No.
Alissa, are you guys really able to do much of any projections? I mean, I know you talked like quarter to quarter. This has just got to really put a lot of question marks out there.
Yes, it definitely is. We're working closely with our hotel partners and what they're seeing with group bookings moving forward. But we are planning for at least a 50% decrease throughout 2021. So, but we keep moving. That's all we can do, right?
Kind of along the same lines, I feel like this is kind of a focus for a lot of our questions, and just I know there's so many things that we don't know yet, but did you happen to see, if you were tracking even just in the last few months of 2020, an improvement enough that was encouraging? I know you mentioned that small businesses were really grateful for contributions and participation, and I'm sure probably just the people within the community that were patronizing businesses and restaurants. But was there enough of kind of a boost in those last few months that you felt like some of this will maybe wind up a little bit better than what we were initially thinking at all?
Yeah. From the hotel standpoint, we have been a little surprised with the last couple months that there were more overnight stays than we had anticipated. Certainly not back to normal at all, but more than we had anticipated. With the retail and restaurants, this fall was really a weird time. There were a number of restaurants that had to close for quarantine, so that really set them back. But I will say our retailers, this holiday season gave them that ray of hope that they needed. And I really feel like it's our job, one, as the CVB and as the community, that continues into the first quarter. I mean, on a normal basis, they would say in January, we may as well close our doors. You know, people aren't shopping, they aren't coming downtown, they aren't coming into the small businesses like they were. So that's something that we will really push throughout the next few weeks to keep that shop local mentality.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I'm glad to hear that things were certainly improved over the holiday season. And I think I can speak for all of us. If there's anything that we can do to help get the message out or share anything, you know, let us know what we can do. We want to continue to be as helpful and supportive as we can, because we don't want to lose these businesses or nonprofits or anything that we have in this community. I think it's you know, we've come a long way and we've built up so much, even just in the last 5 years. We want to make sure that we're able to continue that and, you know, have a very successful community, continue to be successful, and continue to be able to recruit new members that want to be a part of this community. So certainly let us know if there's anything that we can do.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you for sharing all the information, and thanks for everything that you're doing. I know it's been a very bizarre year, so thank you so much for being able to to be able to switch on a dime like that. That's helpful. All right. Does anybody else have anything for Alissa today? No? All right. Anything else for the good of the order before we go ahead and end the meeting? All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for joining today, and let's all make it a great day and make it a great week. Thanks so much. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Thanks, Alissa.
Thanks.